Let's test some candle wax. In my quest for finding the best candle wax in the world, one with a really good hot throw and cold throw, I'm constantly testing waxes because I'm never entirely satisfied with what I'm making, which is really annoying because once I settle on something, I want to change it because I want the best thing I can make. God damn it. But today we're going to be testing C6 Nature Wax, so let's give it a go. It is a wax I used originally when I first started candle making, when I didn't really know how to make a candle. But I'm going to go back and revisit it and I think I might be able to get a good candle out of it. In the beginning, I just didn't stick with it because glass adhesion was a big issue, and I've got these lovely see-through honey jars and I want them to look aesthetically pleasing. But the cold throw and the hot throw was amazing. So I'm thinking with a bit more candle knowledge and practice and knowing how they work better, I might be able to nail it, so let's see. The problem I've got is I'm launching a new candle brand. Well, sort of new. I've got some new ideas and there's a couple of scents in them. I just can't get them to throw. They smell amazing like cold, I just get nothing from a hot throw. So I'm convinced certain fragrance oils don't work with certain waxes. So there's been a few before that just haven't worked with like SCX wax. I just can't get anything out of them. So I've been toying around with Parasoy blends and I've been playing with S41, and there's just a few of them I just can't seem to get to work at the moment. Either I'm becoming nose blind because I'm testing so much, or I'm paranoid what I'm making is rubbish. I just want to make sure what I'm selling is the best thing I can possibly sell and just really push it forwards once I've nailed my recipes. But it's just a never-ending quest and self-doubt. So I've got the wax in here melting already. Got my jars that I'm about to wick. I'm going to be using CL wicks because for me, I think personally they're the best wicks. They're just really good. They are far better than TCR, the Stabilo ones. They're just really good wicks. So I'm going to wick them in a minute. Melt the wax and pour some candles. Wicked up, ready to go. 12, 14, 16 and 17. I think with this wax, the 12 will be the winner, but we will see. I've also started using foil to hopefully help them maintain temperature as they cool down. So to help add a druggy aesthetic to the whole of my setup. Feel like I'm literally in Breaking Bad now. But I think it is working, it just helps retain the heat. So I think what I want to do is get more of these sort of gastro plastic containers and then line them all with foil. And I think it's just going to help cool the candle down slowly and residually because the foil is going to sort of maintain the heat inside. Science. And I do wonder whether it's my fixation on the candles being aesthetically pleasing and having that sort of glass adhesion, whether that's my own problem, whether the customers really don't give a shit, I don't know. Whether they just want a good looking candle with a nice label and a good hot throw. Maybe they don't care about wet spots like we all do. Maybe I just need to get over it, make a good smelling candle, good hot, good cold throw, nice label, and just not worry about the other bits. The other thing as well, like Candle Shack, they've sneakily changed their SCX wax. So you used to get 25 kilos, 25 to 26 kilos for about 150 pounds now. And now it's 20 kilos for still 140 pounds, which doesn't seem like the best deal anymore. So it's kind of putting me off buying that. It was quite expensive anyway, so if I can maybe use C6 again, I can get about 27 kilos of that for about 130, 140, so it's a little bit cheaper. So yeah, cost in mind as well, constantly playing, constantly pondering, never settling. So, but I'm weirdly optimistic and confident I might get this nailed, and then C6 might be the one. When I first started candle making, I never had an issue with like scent throw. I got loads of good feedback on my candles smelling amazing. And it's only really the last year, like I get maybe a 1-2% complaint ratio where they say they can't smell anything, which makes me go paranoid. So I test everything and I burn everything, and I've got candles burning all over different places, constantly asking my other half to smell these things and giving them to people to like double check, make sure it's good. Just let me know, can you smell it? Can you smell it? And I just sound mental. So, yeah. But when I first started, I never had an issue and I had no idea what I was doing. So maybe we'll go full circle and that could be the game changer. But yeah, just to add to the cracked in vibes of this room, there's a mattress behind me. I just need to get a new bed frame because this is technically a spare room. So yeah, just really going for that Breaking Bad cooking meth kind of vibe. Right, so I've heated the wax up. It got to about 78 degrees. I'm going to cool it down to 65 degrees, pour my scent in, and then pour the candles at about
50, I think 45 to 50 degrees is where I'm going to pour them, and then wrap them in foil and then leave them until tomorrow. Apparently on one of the websites it says I can cure them for 12 hours, and due to me having no patience, I'm probably going to test one then. However, I will do a proper burn test on Monday when I've got a day off. Today is now Saturday, so I think I'll test a few of them because I've got enough wax here to make 6 candles. So I'll preemptively test one tomorrow because I am impatient as fuck. That was nowhere near enough scent. I was hoping I had enough in this bottle to do 60 grams. I've already got 30. So I think we'll have to bulk out with something else. Bugger. I like to whisk for about 2 minutes, and then as it cools I come back and whisk it periodically. Whether or not it makes a difference, at least in my brain, I feel like it does. So we're about 45 degrees, but you can see how sort of opaque that's gone, so I'm going to pour that one because I reckon it's about ready. And then we're just gonna get the old tin foil, cover them up. Before we get started, just let's look at the glass adhesion. So, that should come out pretty well. The glass adhesion on the candles has come out pretty well. When I used to make the C6 candles, I used to suck at it because I simply didn't know how to make candles, and I'd get all sorts of like little wet spots everywhere. But this has worked out really well. Just a bit of foil, I think, just helped it maintain its temperature, and it just slowed down the sort of cooling process. So it just cooled down naturally, but very slowly. So yeah, pretty happy with that. 1 hour in, so we've got the CL12, making good progress. CL14, 16, and 17. Two hours in, CL12 is almost to the end. CL14's got a full melt pool. 16, got quite a bit of mushrooming on that one, so the wick is a bit too big. And the 17, pretty much full melt pool, fair bit of mushrooming. So I think 14s and 12s looking pretty good. So we'll see. Even if we get a bit of hang on the side, I know by the time it gets to the end of the jar, just how these jars work, it will catch up, so it will sort of melt perfectly all the way to the end. About 3 hours in. So, numero 12, looking pretty good. 14, pretty much perfect melt pool, not too deep either, so pretty happy with that. 16, big old little mushroom on there, so melt pool's pretty hefty. 17, pretty big flame, looks a bit wild. So we're going to rule out 17, 16. I think 14's looking pretty good. Bit of a mushroom on there. But it sounds a bit stupid, but mushrooms don't massively bother me. I always seem to get a little bit of mushrooming with whatever sort of soy wax I'm using. I'm sort of leaning towards a 12 being the best one. And what I remember is C6, the reset on it, it sort of resets a bit like cauliflower, so I think I could maybe blend a little bit of CS2, which is a sort of paraffin blend, and that might just even it out. Looking at CL12, so it's got a pretty good melt pool. There's a bit of wax just at the edge there, but I know as it melts down, that excess wax will be used, and it does create quite a good drip, and you get quite a good scent from it from just having that wax around the outside of the top. We've got CL14, a fairly decent melt pool. The wick's gone a bit wild with a big old mushroom, so don't really know what's happened to that one. It shouldn't be much different to the other one, but there we are. Candle making is a mysterious beast. Not too bad. I think I'm leaning more towards the CL12 with the C6 wax, but it has been a solid 4 hours. 16, much bigger melt pool, fairly steady flame, bit of mushrooming going on. And then the 17 actually doesn't look too bad for a bigger wick, so yeah, like I said, candle making is a mysterious beast. The flames are all quite big, apart from the 12, which I think would be spot on for this. Like I said, as it goes down, the glass jar does get hotter and it will melt the excess wax, so I've got no issue with that. Oh, shit. Trying to look cool at the end and blow them all out in one go. Didn't work. I've got a face full of wax in my mouth and in my eyeballs. So, things we do for YouTube, hey. So the reason why I'm testing new wax is, like I said, the SEX wax that we buy from Candle Shack, it feels not as economically viable anymore. £140 for 20 kilos of wax is a lot of money. I know there's not a massive amount of difference in it. So £150 for 27 kilos of wax, but I'm getting an extra 7 kilos for £10. And if I go on the Candle Shack website and buy an extra 5 kilos of SEX wax, it's like £40. So I don't know, just testing and playing around. There is one specific scent I really want to work, and I can't get it to work with SEX wax, so that's kind of why I'm trying C6. It's quite a mouthful trying to get all of these candle wax names out of my face. But yeah, there we are. Hope you enjoyed the video. If it's been useful, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one for more candle shenanigans. Boy!